Hi, it's Handy Andy Tech Tips here. Well, you may have seen this essay which went viral on X recently. It's called Something Big is Happening, and it's written by Matt Shumer, the founder of an AI writing startup. In the article, Shumer says that the disruption that AI will cause to the job market is comparable to the chaos that the pandemic unleashed on the world in 2020. He claims that a new generation of AI agents, like GPT-5.3 Codex from OpenAI, mean that he is no longer needed for the programming part of his job. He said, "I describe what I want built in plain English, and it just appears. Not a rough draft I need to fix, the finished thing." Then he goes so far as to claim that Codex has human-like judgment and taste. Well, of course, I wanted to test out this magical AI agent for myself, and luckily, it's available to try out for free with a ChatGPT account. So I'll show you how to get started. Firstly, make sure that you install Visual Studio Code. It's available for Windows, Mac, and Linux, and the link is in the description. Next, visit openai.com/codex, and then click on Try in your IDE. In the drop-down, select VS Code. Then, on the dialog that appears, click Open. Now it will take you to the extension marketplace and open the page for the Codex extension. Click on the install button and it will download. After it's finished installing, you'll find a Codex button on the sidebar. Click on it and you'll see this splash screen. Click on the button to sign in with ChatGPT and it will open your browser where you can log into your account. Okay, so here we are in Codex. I've made a new folder on my machine called React WordPad. Just before we get started, make sure that the settings down the bottom are GPT 5.3 Codex, which is the latest model, and then medium reasoning effort, I think is a good setting for that one. And then make sure you're running it on a local project that has default permissions so that it can't get out of control and do anything too crazy. So instead of the usual demo of asking it to make a Space Invaders clone, this is my initial prompt. Create a WordPad clone in React. The app should look like the Windows 7 WordPad program, complete with ribbon interface and all of the formatting options, etc. It should be in a window on the page that can be moved around and resized. You should be able to type text in it, and it should save the files in local storage of the browser. So here we go. It's inspecting the project structure, it says, and it is going to try to create some files. Now, here's the great thing that I like about the Codex extension. It actually asks you whether you want to run all of the different commands. So they're like PowerShell commands, and it will ask you, do you want to run it? And you can see exactly which command it's going to run, which is very useful for, if you don't want it to just delete some files on your computer, you want to make sure that it's actually doing the right thing. So I'll just submit that, and then it'll think, and yep, it says the folder is empty, so it'll create a React app now, and here we go, it's starting to create that. So let's have a bit of a look at this. Yep, that's the shell of the React app, so I'll submit that. And it just basically goes along and creates a React app and all of the different dependencies and other things that it will need, and the files and everything. So yeah. All right, so that only took a couple of minutes, and now it says it's actually going to build and test the app. So this is what we need to do, allow it to do an npm install and just let it go through the process. So it'll verify that it's all correct. And okay, it says everything's succeeded. So let's have a bit of a look at some of the files in this project. Okay, we've got our source folder and we've got an app JSX in there, and wow, that's a lot of lines of code that have just been automatically generated by Codex. And it's the entire app. You can see it has stuff about reading files from local storage, because I said I wanted it to be able to open and save documents. And it has stuff about moving the window, about mouse move, and about the editor, and so much stuff in here. So let's see how it works. Codex said we need to run npm run dev in the terminal. And here we go, it's on localhost 5173. So We'll go to that in Chrome and see our new app. Whoops, we have a problem. There's just a white screen here. So let's see whether we can debug this. I'm going to open up the Chrome DevTools and go into the console. And yep, sure enough, there's a lot of errors. So what does it say here? React is not defined at app. Okay, well, I mean, I could try and fix this issue myself, but let's see how Codex handles it if I just copy and paste this error message in. It means that React must be in scope. I'm putting React explicitly at the top of the file. Okay, that looks all right. I'll submit that. Okay, so it says if the dev server is running, refresh it. So let's just go back into Chrome and refresh the page, and look at that. The app is actually working now. Wow, it doesn't look too bad either. So, yep, it does actually look quite a bit like WordPad. Obviously, the exact styling is a little bit different, but we can do things like resize and move the window around, and that seems to work fine. We also have the file menu there. Oh, that's a bit of a problem. See, when I click on File and then I click on one of the other tabs, the file menu stays open, so I don't particularly want that. Okay, well, let's type some text. So, hello world. And then I'm going to try and format the text. And, oh, there we go. Now it's working. Yep, I can get it to go large font size. Let's change the color. And maybe I actually need to select the text before changing the color, actually. So let's try and change the color of this text. And yeah, there's a few things that aren't 100% perfect about this app, obviously, but I'll just try it again a few more times. And oh, there we go. Now it's applied. So yeah, a couple of things you need to try them a few times before they actually. And here's another problem. When I center this paragraph that's selected, it centers the whole document, and I don't want that. So yeah, there's a few little bugs that need to be ironed out. Okay, let's try and save a file. So I'll save as, and it looks like it's got an RTF extension. So save it as my document.rtf. And now go back into the file menu to try and open it. And it's not showing up there, is it? Well, either the save doesn't work or the functionality to open a save file is not working. All right, so back to Codex I go, and then I'll say, thanks for making it, but there's a few other problems with it. And then I'll list them out. So I'll say, I can't open a saved document. And when you click on the Home or View tab while the file menu is open, the file menu doesn't close, and I want that to automatically close. And then also selecting the paragraph centering option centers the whole document, and I only want the selected text to be centered. So yeah, can you fix these? Let's see what it does. Okay, it's done, and it says that everything passes. So let's go back into the app and refresh the page. And let's try out all those functions. So here we go. I'm going to make a new document. And I'm going to select the text I want to be centered. And yep, it's working correctly now. Only that particular paragraph gets centered. Now let's check the file menu. Make sure that gets closed when you click on one of the tabs. And yes, indeed it does. Now finally, the save option. So I'll save that, and yep, the save files are even appearing now as well. So it has correctly fixed all of those problems, which is amazing. But now I've found some other problems, if you can believe it. One of the big ones is you can't zoom in or out of the document, even though the buttons are there. It just doesn't do anything when you click on them. And also, when you try and change the font, there's no font selection drop-down coming up. And also, for some reason, the font size is broken now as well. Another problem from more of a code structure perspective is that everything for this app is in the one file, and I can see certain elements that could actually be made into reusable components, like the tabs on the ribbon. And that's best practice when you're doing web development is, especially with a framework like React, is separating out reusable components into their own file. So I'll ask it to fix those three issues: the zoom not working, the font style drop-down not working, and also the fact that everything's just jammed in the one file. So we'll see what happens. Okay, we're done with all that, and I've gone back into Chrome, and guess what? The entire thing's broken again. And it's actually repeated that same mistake with not defining the React library at the top of the file in all of the different component files. So you can see title bar, top strip, ribbon, home, all of these files don't have React defined in the correct way. So either I could ask it to fix that, or, I could just go into each of these components manually and add the correct line at the top. So I think that's what I'm going to do. All right, it looks like that's all fixed now. And finally, we have a version that I'm actually happy with. It has all the features working. You can see the font drop down works fine, and you can type something and then change it to a different font. Also, you can now zoom in and out of the document or reset it to 100% zoom. And you can even save your documents as well. So, what is my verdict? Well, Codex is definitely a super useful tool for generating a proof of concept or a POC in a very short amount of time. And AI-assisted coding has improved by leaps and bounds over the past few years. But can it really replace programmers entirely? With this current generation of the tool, I'd say no. You still need a lot of technical knowledge to use these AI tools correctly. Just in this small project, I had to know how to run commands in the terminal, check the Chrome DevTools, interpret the error messages shown, and I also had to do a lot of manual testing because certain features of the initial version were simply broken. And as far as Codex having human-like judgment, well, I had to have the judgment of a human programmer to tell it that it shouldn't put all the components in the one file. I can see this having an impact on younger programmers who used to do a lot of the grunt work, but I still think that organisations are making a big mistake if they lay off engineers en masse to replace them with Codex and similar AI agents. Anyway, I'm Handy Andy, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Please subscribe for more AI-related content.